January 14th, 2025 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Bill, you want to give us a roll call?
Thank you. Okay. Paul Gonzalez.
Here.
John Ewan.
Here.
Lindsay Wolf. Rod Kibble.
Here.
Tracy Bartlett.
Here.
Trenton Lee. Louette Frost.
Thank you. Just ask Andy review for conflict of interest. Seeing none. Move for the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Tracy, seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of 11/12/2024 regular meeting and the site visit simultaneously. I have two corrections to the minutes on page of the site visit meeting itself, just to correct the spelling of my name, Gonzalez as opposed to S. And then on the, in the meeting itself, on page 5, which continues from 4, under special conditions, the second sentence of that paragraph should be struck. Reason being is that it says when the special conditions, when all the foregoing basic conditions can be satisfied, a variance may be granted when any one of the following special conditions can be clearly demonstrated. The sentence that should be struck reads, considering that not all of the conditions 1 through 7 are met, none of the following special conditions are applicable. So that sentence does not agree with what the motion was. So we'll strike that. Okay. Does anybody else have anything?
So I'm sorry, Paul, I was on the wrong page. Oh, the second paragraph.
Page 5, the second sentence
At the top.
at the
Okay.
top.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I'll move that we approve the minutes with the correction that Paul noted, removing that second sentence on page 5.
Second.
Okay, moved by Rod, second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, we'll have our first public comment at 6:33. Seeing nobody, we will close it at 6:33.
Chairman Gonzalez, there's no outside correspondence either, no emails or phone calls.
Okay, thank you. On the reports, we'll have the Township Board.
Yeah, we had our meeting last night. It was a reports meeting, so we had County Commissioner in. They have a new chair this year. Scott Seifert is chair, and then TJ Andrews, I think it's TJ Andrews, is the vice chair. So that's going to be a little different atmosphere this year. They did not have their organizational meeting. I think that is tomorrow, so we don't have appointments or anything yet for their committees. We also had Traverse Connect in. They did an annual report for us. I would recommend you go look at it. It's in the board packet online. A lot of really good information, economic information, as far as where the township's at and things. And they're working on putting some of our available development sites highlighting some of those from like the industrial parks or down on the bay, highlighting those and putting them on a website that developers will come and look at to find places to put their businesses and things. So that was kind of cool, encouraging to me, because I think that we've lacked that around the area for several years. But, so that was really good. Claire went through the Planning Commission's annual report, which Bill gave us here. And we did, we approved the engineering bid for the Force Main. It's the design portion of the Force Main project that we're doing in 25 and 26. Putting the redundant line from Acme into the treatment plant so that we can fix the one that we use all the time without shutting everybody's sewer off. So that's kind of nice.
Good idea.
But that's a huge project, and we've been working on it for a couple of years, and we have, some of that financing is ARPA funded, and then we've gotten several grants, and we're doing it in conjunction with Acme Township because all of their sewage runs through our pipes, and so it's a lot of work together with lots of different parts. And found out last night, I didn't realize, the last 800 feet of our force main, Garfield runs through it and Blair runs through Garfield. So we'll have 4 townships going through the last 800 feet of the pipe. So that's kind of, I mean, that's a lot of engineers to get together, a lot of figuring out. So, so that's going well. We also approved our bond council, and we've been working with, now I'm not going to be able to give you their name, Bazinski, I think it is. We've been working with them in the last like 6 months, and because the first part of this project we're going to pay cash for, and then the second part we're going to bond for so that we don't deplete all of our sewer money. So it was an interesting night. And then the clerk's office also got approval of the job description for their election assistant that they're going to be hiring. So part-time flexible hours. So.
Is there any date as to when that bond would be offered out to, I presume, the public?
It will probably be going through banks, not necessarily, I mean, it will be public, but I think it will be by invitation, kind of. The bond council will have select banks that they go to. But that probably will not happen until maybe the end of '25, because we'll expend our cash first, and then, so that we don't have to bond for as long.
So it's more an institutional type bond as opposed to
Yeah,
retail? Okay,
right.
great.
So, that's it.
Thank you. As far as the Planning Commission is concerned, we had one item that came for approval, and that was the Calypso multifamily residential development, which is cleverly on the same site as the former Calypso restaurant. And that was approved, and what they're going to be doing is taking down the restaurant and then erecting a 13-site condominium for whoever would be interested in that. So that was something we approved. And then, of course, we approved the annual report that you have in front of you.
Yeah, that's going to be like an icon gone. The Clock Restaurant will never be there again.
No, the clock is still there. It's the Calypso Restaurant.
Wasn't that the old
That
clock?
was the old clock.
I was
Was the
going
old
to
clock?
say, yeah.
Okay,
that was
because there's
the
a
old
clock there now.
There's no, the Clock Restaurant is where Calypso.
Calypso? Okay, then I stand corrected. I thought it was still there, but I...
Yeah, because G's Pizza took over from the
Okay.
Clock, and then,
They didn't stay very long.
no, a few years, but yeah.
And then it was quite heavily remodeled, if I
Yeah.
remember right, to Calypso, and then,
Yeah, there was something in between there, but yeah,
Yeah, it was a good restaurant, though.
yes.
Okay. All right, Bill?
The only thing from the planning commission is just wanted to bring hard copies of the two things, the master planning status dashboard that Tracy mentioned, and then the item that you mentioned, the planning commission annual report. That we wanted to make sure you had copies of those if you hadn't gotten them already.
Okay. Thank you. All right down to the business before the zoning board, and that will be our adoption of the 2025 Board of Appeals meetings. I would point out to you in the listing of the meetings that in July, it was noted on here, it'd be July 15th, when in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, it's July 8th.
That's the correct date.
So-
Tuesday of the month is July 8th, not July 15th. Thank you.
Okay. And then the second item is in November 11, that is Veterans Day, so we need to select a different date other than the 11th. And the question is, to the board, do you want to do it on the 12th, or do you want to do it on a different date?
I'd just soon do it on the 12th myself.
It's fine with me.
Okay. So we'll note that in the approvals that we're changing from July 15th to July 8th, and from November 11th to November 12th. And on that particular date, I'll just may, even though it is November, it looks like I might have a conflict that I can't attend, but I'll just note that might happen, so. All right. So we need to take a roll call on the approval of those dates. So, Bill, excuse me, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the dates as presented.
Thank you, John.
With the corrections?
The correction.
With-
I'll second.
Okay, moved by John, seconded by Tracy, to approve the corrected calendar of meetings for the Zoning Board of Appeals for 2025. So, roll call?
Gonzalez,
Yes?
Ewan,
Yes?
Bartlett,
Yes.
Kibble.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Before we go into public comment, two other items, that is that the new ordinance went into effect as of December 9th, 2024, and in that the discussion and the section dealing with the zoning board does have a couple of changes in procedure that you may want to familiarize with. The biggest one is that currently the way we do our process is that we have 7 items that we evaluate the project against. If all those 7 are okay, then we have 3 more. That's now been done away with. So now we have a much more streamlined process. It does cover the essence of all those items, but now instead of having step 1 and step 2, there's 1 step. But each of the items that in the past were looked at still are going to be looked at. but it's just different in the process. And then the second item is that once we have made our determination and made a decision, that becomes effective, I believe, 5 business days after we make the determination. So that's a slight change, too. But I would say it's a good idea to take a look at it, see if there's any changes that you might notice on that. And then the last item that I have before we go to public comment is recognizing Lindsay Wolf, who is resigning from the board effective the 31st of this month. We're going to miss her. She certainly has given us some good insight. She has good questions. She's very good at analyzing the projects that are ahead of us. And we'll be missing her, and we hope that she has continued success in the future. And thank you, Lindsay, wherever you might be right now, probably home. But we do appreciate all you did with us. Thank you.
Chairman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Going back to the resolution for the dates,
Yes.
Lindsay's not here tonight to take care of this, so would it be okay if I filled this all out and had someone else sign this? Is this?
Lindsay has been secretary of the board, and we need to have a new secretary. So I guess we should wait for the next full meeting that we have the full board for elections
Bylaws say as soon as possible, so
as soon as possible.
elect a secretary.
Well, she's not done until
Yeah.
31st,
31st, so
right.
There's a process, open up.
we would be open.
Appointment.
Yeah.
We
so-
would be meeting within 2 weeks
Yeah.
of the 31st, so.
Right. So, yeah, we'll be having probably a meeting in February,
Possibly, yeah.
possibly.
I have a variance application to date, so.
You do not?
Do not, no, there was 2 proposed to come in, and I do not to date we do not have applications come in, so.
Well, as soon as we can meet after her resignation is effective. Rod, you had
I have another question on this. We have the meeting time will commence at 6:30. Then we have, if the site review is necessary prior to 6:30, I thought we were going to kind of open that up, that is not a actual site review
Yeah, there's
anymore.
not, if it's necessary, it says, we could leave that on as not necessary anymore. It's the last meeting decided, policy-wise, we would not have site visits anymore. So we could actually, if you decided to delete that out of there, we could.
My suggestion is that we probably do. I don't know if how everybody else feels, but I just noticed that it's still saying site visit review is necessary prior to 6:30.
Yeah, say if necessary. I'm reading it, if necessary. It is necessary.
If a site, yes,
Thank you, yeah. I would agree.
will be
So
noticed.
just remove it?
remove the entire sentence.
Bill, have we got some kind of a procedure, because we're still going to have to go to the site.
Site visits.
Yes.
Site visits individually.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of
Yeah.
rules or regulations that we're going to follow? Are there anything that's
So,
going to be?
as Sarah said during the last meeting, on the application, the owner gives authorization for site visits to board members, to staff. We're working on,
Did you have your pictures taken?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
working on identification cards. I did talk to Claire about technology, making sure that we have technology here, Screen, Connect Explorer, where we can visit the site basically, right, from here. You'll still have, the staff working to set up appointments if you need to with the landowner, if there's an issue with, coming out. Giving you some, good visuals of the property, address, aerials of the property, what's around it, what you're going to see when you get out there, so.
Is that something that we could clock into or get into on our own computers, or is that something that can only be done through the township?
Grand Traverse County has a GIS system that's available to anyone. You can get in and you can look at parcels and parcel information, overlays, aerials.
Is there a link to that?
I'll send that to the.
Would you send that out to us, please?
Sure will, yeah. That's one of the things we were working on, you know, identifying what's available for the board members, so we'll send you that link.
Okay. The other question is, how soon would we know that there would be required site visit? Is that something that you would do when you send out the agendas?
How soon will you know that there's a site visit?
Mhm.
If we have a variance application that is going to be coming before the board, we'll send out a notification right away.
Okay.
So, yeah. If we got an application, a signed application, we'll try to get that information to the board as soon as possible so that you can do a site visit. Even if the applicant decides they're going to, just wait till the next meeting, or they don't have enough information together, we have to postpone it for a month, we'll still, because we've got the application, you can go out and visit that.
Yeah, because under the new procedure, we would know about it, and then we would have, anytime we want to go to the site visit, like, as opposed to what we were doing, we would actually have the site visit prior to this meeting. Now it's totally flexible. So the sooner we know that we have one and where it is,
And the sooner you get the information from us to you.
right,
The hard copies, emailed copies, but also that access to some type of GIS that you could look at it yourself.
right. Yeah, if you could send that to us, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we could refine that as we go a little bit too, maybe, but right now I just thought, because the way it's worded, that there will be a site visit, probably get that out of there.
Yeah, right.
So do we need to revote on this resolution because we've now changed it again?
That's a good point. I think it would be good to do that, and that way we're covering our bases on that.
You just take a roll call on that?
Yeah, but to make sure that what we're looking here is that under the resolution itself, item number 3 is struck from the resolution,
Correct.
dealing with site reviews. Correct? Okay. So I'll move to accept the revised resolution with the adjustment of striking item number 3 from the resolution dealing with site reviews.
Second.
Okay. Okay, can we have a roll call?
Gonzalez?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Bartlett?
Yes.
Kibble?
Yes.
Thank you, Rod. That was a good one.
I'll pass.
Okay. All right, our second public comment. Seeing none, we'll close that. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, February 11th, and that's 2025.
Thank you.
And with that, unless there's anything else by the board? Okay, we're adjourned.
Congratulations to East Bay on their